Good evening, everyone. It is the beginning of the Lenten season. Well, I'm not exactly a liturgical pastor, so I should be telling you what's what. But let me just share this with you. I wasn't going to do anything for Ash Wednesday, and granted, it's almost over. But I've been thinking about it because I actually grew up in the Roman Catholic tradition and experienced liturgical worship most of my young life, up until probably sometime in college. Even in college, I attended Newman Centers for a while. But okay, in my adult years as a Christian and professionally, I haven't been in a liturgical setting, and so just got out of the practice of that. But a friend of mine, Jermaine, asked me if I was doing anything tonight, and I said I hadn't planned on it, but I've been thinking about it and thinking about it a lot actually. And when she sent me that message, it got me a little more, piqued my interest a little more pushing from maybe the Holy Spirit, maybe not. So I thought I'd share something with you tonight. And I do remember, when I'd go and we'd get the ash put on our mark on our forehead, usually before school. And I would get teased by some kids. It wasn't a big deal. Sometimes it got kind of mean. Kids are like that. But sometimes it got beyond just kid stuff. And, something I kind of forgot about for a while. But there are some Christians who actually have had to deal with another mark that really started back in probably the summer of 2014. And some of you may not remember this. So I'm going to tell you about it because this mark made them, it separated them and it made them targets and set them apart. Before I share the main point of what I want to say, I have to set it up a little bit. Like I said, in Mosul in 2014, that city fell to ISIS. And some of you may or may not understand what ISIS is about, but they're so bad that Al-Qaeda separated from ISIS. They're nasty terrorists, and they disaffiliated themselves with the way they act. But when Mosul fell, the jihadists or the people, they took over governing the city and governing Mosul, and it happened in some other places as well. But they implemented law. Christians were ruthlessly persecuted, and their message to the Christians in Mosul was this: convert, pay a fine, or die. That's happened more than once and more than the city. But what they would do is they would identify the homes and the businesses of Christians, and they would do it by using a unique symbol for persecution, and it's the 14th letter in the Arabic alphabet. It's Nun is how it's pronounced, and you've probably seen it before. But it stands for Nasara or Nazarene, Nazarenes, and it's a negative. It's a pejorative Arabic word for Christians. And the marking, like I was saying, it looks like this. It's probably how you've seen this, and you remember this hit Twitter pretty hard for a while. But the way it would have shown up on a building would have looked more like that. That's an actual. So it's usually spray painted, and then there you can see there's some writing here that would have been read right to left. And interestingly enough, what they intended to be a nasty, evil thing, the Church of Jesus Christ reclaimed for good, and it really launched the hashtag I am Nazarene. And well, I'd heard about this from some of my military friends who had been kind of keep an eye on the situation. But I met missionaries that came to the church. And well, anyway, I got to meet with them, and they let me know about this, what was happening there. And they're from the Middle East, and they were showing me this. So they actually gave me a marking. And the next day I'm at it's Blue Nose Coffee now, but it's Dumb Brothers Coffee back then. And I think it was, I can't remember, to tell you the truth, and I'm sitting there, and an acquaintance comes by, and he's actually from the Middle East. He's Muslim, and he looks down and he sees that, and he kind of, I think he was teasing me. I don't know if he was or not. I did not take it that way. He may have meant it that way, but I knew what was going on over in the Middle East. And he said, so, and his English is not his first language. So what he said was, instead of I am Nazarene, he said, so you stand with the Nazarene, meaning, I think he meant Christians. But I took it as like, you stand with Jesus. And I stood up, and I was so mad. I'm like, because of what was going on. And I just said, well, pardon my language. So like, you're damn right I do. And I mean, I'm bigger than him. So I got right in his face, and I backed up and said, I'm sorry. And I told him, when we talked and we had a conversation, I don't think he counted on. So I asked him to forgive me for barking at him, and told him why it upset me. And what he shared with, we had this good conversation, like I said, and he leaves, but he got the phrase wrong. However, it fits. And I got it wrong too, because I didn't get it wrong. I do stand with the Nazarene. I do stand with Jesus, but I also want to stand with my brothers and sisters, especially the persecuted ones. But I want to encourage you this season of Lent. And when if you have the mark of the cross placed upon you tonight, or today you did, I want you to take that as a reminder in these 40 days of fasting and prayer, whether it's something you're fasting from or whether it's something you're adding. I want you to stand with the Nazarene, Jesus. And let me lay this on you. This is what I mean. This is from Isaiah chapter 58. This is on the NLT. No, this is the kind of fasting I want. Free those who are wrongly imprisoned. Lighten the burden of those who work for you. Let the oppressed go free, and remove the chains that bind people. Share your food with the hungry, and give shelter to the homeless. Give clothes to those who need them, and do not hide from relatives who need your help. I just lost half the audience right there. Then your salvation will come like the dawn, and your wounds will quickly heal. I want my wounds to quickly heal. Your godliness will lead you forward, and the glory of the Lord will protect you from behind. Then you will call. The Lord will answer, yes, I am here. He will quickly reply. Remove the heavy yoke of oppression. Stop pointing your finger and spreading vicious rumors. Feed the hungry and help those in trouble. Then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be bright as noon. The Lord will guide you continually, giving you water when you are dry and restoring your strength. You will be like a well-watered garden, like an ever-flowing spring. Some of you will rebuild the deserted ruins of your cities. Then you will be known as a rebuilder of walls and a restorer of homes. I would love to be known as a rebuilder and a restorer of homes, and a rebuilder of walls that protected the innocent. I want to see the hungry fed and the sick made well. I love the motto of the Green Beret, the Special Forces. Deo Presso Liber. Free the oppressed. Freedom for the oppressed. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Stand with the Nazarene. That's what he's telling us to do. So let your Ash Wednesday be the launch of a time to concentrate and stand with Jesus. Stand for him, okay? God bless y'all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.